All right, here we have Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. This was released on VHS August 13th, 1993. It's a former rental, and you can tell by the condition it's in. Yep, the inevitable 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. You got the proof of purchase there. And the tape. Print date, May 20th, 1993. Something very interesting about this tape. It's a former rental, but it's one of the rare instances I've come across a tape that actually starts somewhere else rather than the regular start, the black screen and then the FBI warnings. This tape begins right at the warning screen, not the FBI warning. This also occurred on the Classics Robin Hood tape I had showed earlier. I'll show you how this begins. Alright, this is a rare instance where a rental might have been, where the tape might have been tampered with. Sometimes they might begin like at the actual FBI warnings without the black screen preceding it. This happened on my 1986 VHS of Robin Hood that broke, which I showed in an earlier video. It also occurs on my 1993 VHS of Homeward Bound. Let's take a look. See, it just starts right at the FBI warning. Well, just the warning, then straight to the Walt Disney Home Video logo. Pretty odd occurrence. Here comes a feature presentation screen.
And now for our feature presentation.
Never really seen that before. If you've seen that on another tape, please tell me which tape it's on and where else you can find it. This is from Homeward Bound. Alright, here we got The Return of Jafar, the first Disney direct-to-video sequel. Released May 27th, 1994, I believe. I'll correct the date on annotations when I get the chance. And the only thing different here is that Robin Williams is not the voice of the genie in this. It's Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer Simpson. You got the tape label there. Print date, April 19th, 1994. Not a big fan of the Disney direct-to-video sequels. I liked them when I was a kid, but I haven't seen this one, so maybe I'll just give it a watch just for the heck of it. Alright, this is the live-action version of The Jungle Book, but it's titled Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. It was released in movie theaters in 1994, and it came to VHS May 30th, 1995. And I only saw this once, in 6th grade, when we were reading excerpts from the original Rudyard Kipling Jungle Book, the Mowgli stories, and we watched the movie for reference. And I liked it. I mean, I heard it's supposed to be god-awful, so I'm going to have to rewatch it. It looks like a decent film to just sit down and watch. And there's the tape. Print date, May 3rd, 1995. It'll probably be a pretty solid film. Alright, here we got the original video release of James and the Giant Peach, which was released October 15th, 1996. This is a film directed by Henry Selick, who also directed The Nightmare Before Christmas. Of course, Tim Burton was the producer of that film, not the director. Henry Selick also directed the movie Coraline, which was great. I haven't watched James and the Giant Peach in a while, but I got the Blu-ray, so I'm going to have to watch that soon. Print date is August 13th, 1996. I heard it's a mixed bag, like parts of it are good and parts of it kind of fall flat, but I'll have to rewatch it and see what I think. Here we got the original video release of Toy Story, Pixar's first film and the first all-computer animated film. This VHS was released on October 29th, 1996. And this is a brilliant film. And it started a legacy. I think Pixar is one of the best studios on the planet, if you ask me. And the whole Toy Story trilogy is just amazing. Got the tape, the label, and the print date, September 9th, 1996. What can I say? Toy Story, excellent, excellent film.
Soon to own on video cassette. Now available to own on video cassette. And now, our feature presentation.
Right, we got Flubber, the remake of The Absent-Minded Professor, starring Robin Williams. This is actually a Canadian copy, believe it or not. This was released April 29th, 1998. I remember seeing it in theaters and liking it back when it came out. I'd have to watch it now, see what I think. And there is no print date. This is a Canadian copy. You can also tell because there's a little sticker back here for the Canadian home video rating. And also it has the warning screen and the other warning screen that's only on Canadian Disney videos. The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars, released May 19th, 1998. I think it's the second sequel to Brave Little Toaster. I wonder why they made sequels to it in the first place. Got the label. Notice it's one of the black sticker labels with the ink on it. The print date on this tape is March 28th, 1998. Here we got The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, a direct-to-video sequel to The Lion King, of course, released October 27th, 1998. Even though I loved this as a kid, I kind of look at it now, and I thought it was a little bit mediocre, but, you know, it's a direct-to-video sequel. It is what it is. I'm not a big fan of the Disney direct-to-video sequels anymore, but I used to watch this constantly when I was a kid. This and the original Lion King. So whenever I watch it, it's kind of like a guilty pleasure in a nostalgic way. And there is no print date on this tape. And that's something. Oops, sorry about that. Alright, here we have the video release of A Bug's Life, released April 20th, 1999. This is one of 5 covers. This one, of course, features the film's villain, Hopper. And I think it's the rarest out of all the covers. The most common cover is the cover with Flick on it, of course. And of course, these are the other characters that have their own cover. They're all on the back. And it also features more outtakes than the theatrical release. And it also includes the short film that preceded it in theaters, Jerry's Game. This is a wonderful film. I think it's really underrated. It's often called one of the weaker Pixar films, but I think it's no worse than any of their other films. The print date was March 1st, 1999. And one little problem is when this VHS came out during the pan and scan era, so, you know, they couldn't get the widescreen onto the VHS master, so they did the whole pan and scan route with it, which was a big issue amongst, many home theater aficionados back in the 90s. Of course, DVD tended to correct that problem by preserving the original aspect ratio of the films. Because A Bug's Life was shot in CinemaScope, so they couldn't get the whole picture onto VHS, but they could easily get it onto a DVD. So that was the VHS of A Bug's Life. It also comes with some promotional materials. Some little things inside here. It's always nice when they come with those. So we'll save on Lever products there. No one ever wrote on these. Wonder how collectible these will be in 5 to 10 years. Videos that still come with the promotional, like, inserts. And you got, the coupons and stuff. And a little promo for Mulan and 101 Dalmatians on video. A promo for A Bug's Life, the video game, which I had for PlayStation. This is the version for Nintendo 64. I had the PlayStation version. And other things, books and all. So that's a pretty cool promotional material that came with this VHS of A Bug's Life. Alright, here's the 1999 VHS of Pinocchio. And this was released October 26, 1999. 60th anniversary edition, although Pinocchio's 60th anniversary was in February 2000, so they were kind of off. And what I also find kind of strange is that when Pinocchio came to VHS in 1993, they said in the ads that it would be the last time the film would be available for the century, meaning all the way up until 2000. But yet it was released in 1999, just prior to 2000. So I guess they kind of went against that statement, but still. Of course, the packaging would be altered a bit, and then it would become a Gold Classic Collection edition. And the print date on here is September 21st, 1999. But again, I found that kind of strange because when the 1993 VHS came out, the ads were saying this will be the last time this century that Pinocchio will be available on video, but yet they release it again in 1999. Find it kind of weird that they did that. Oh well, you never know. Happens sometimes, I guess. Pinocchio is an epic film. It's number one on my Disney list, the best to worst Disney animated classics. I think it's Walt Disney's finest achievement. Feel free to disagree, but that's what I think is the finest Disney film of them all, Pinocchio. It also comes with some promotional stuff, just one small leaflet here. This is for a Mickey thing. It's pretty cool when these things come with promotional inserts. Here we got Inspector Gadget. This was released on VHS December 7th, 1999. I saw this in theaters when I was a kid, and I liked it back then, but looking at it now, it's not so great. It is what it is. It's kind of a run-of-the-mill family flick based on the 80s cartoon. And your print date here, November 12th, 1999. Here's a Walt Disney Home Video logo from the 90s that was used on a couple releases. Interesting thing about the Inspector Gadget VHS is that it had its custom feature presentation screens.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
So yeah, basically the Inspector Gadget VHS had custom
Walt Disney's magical crowning achievement is now on video.
like coming to theaters screens and all that.
And now, our feature presentation.
Of course, I wonder why just for Inspector Gadget they redid the feature presentation and coming soon to own on video screens just for that one movie. I found that kind of interesting nonetheless. I think there's a couple other titles that probably did that too, just not completely sure. Here we got the video release of Tarzan from February 1st, 2000. This is one of the best 90s Disney films. It was their last huge blockbuster, and it was the end of the Disney Renaissance. Sorry about that. And here you got the tape, label, and the print date, December 2nd, 1999. Alright, here's the original VHS release of Toy Story 2, released October 17th, 2000. And this is how a sequel is, this is how a sequel should be done. It's just wonderful. The whole Toy Story trilogy is great. And it's not a rehash of the first one. It's like a different movie. And that's what makes it good, because if you repeat yourself, then you're in for trouble, because sequels, then you detect that it's no different from the previous one. Okay, the print date is August 17th, 2000. But yes, Toy Story 2, of course, is one of those rare sequels that's just as good as the original. And some might argue it's even better, but I don't think Toy Story or Toy Story 2, I think they're both great. I wouldn't say one is better than the other. Same thing with the third one. It's just a really great trilogy. Here's the only Touchstone release I have in my collection. This is Splash, which is, I think it's the first Touchstone film, or one of the first. Of course, Touchstone was set up by Disney in the mid-1980s to release more adult-oriented films that would get like a PG or PG-13 or R rating. And Splash was a big hit back when it came out. There was also a sequel, but I think the VHS of that is only available in the UK. Probably for a good reason. I heard it's supposed to be terrible. Well, of course, it comes in the same style packaging as the Disney videos from around the time. This is a beta tape, so I don't know how it opens. Yep, there's the label there. Of course, it says all over that it's Touchstone. And the print date on here is January 27th, 1985. I gotta look up the date this tape was released. I think it was like late 84, maybe early 1985. That's Splash. I hope to start a collection of Touchstone VHS tapes because, technically that still is Disney. So that would be nice to mix into the collection.